So you brought up Drake was in the arena. So that brings me to my next topic, which we really need to dive into because the internet's buzzing right now, rightfully so. So during the game, they're lifting Vince Carter's incredible career into the rafters, right? And then Drake hops on. Like you were saying earlier before the pod, Johnny, what were you saying? Drake is making this night all about himself somehow. So in typical Drake fashion, he wasn't even asked about Demar Derozan, but somehow he ties it to Demar Derozan and he says, oh, if Demar Derozan's banner was to be lifted up there, I would climb all the way to the top and rip it down.
Right.
Like that is
pretty uncalled for. Pretty uncalled for.
Yeah, that's clown behavior. We call that clown behavior.
People were saying Drake was taking a lot of L's. I definitely agree.
It's just not the time or place for it.
It's another L. And especially like what happened this year, getting bodied by Kendrick Lamar. I almost feel
He's very salty about clearly what Kendrick did to him has a long-lasting effect on how Drake just moves differently now.
And I get it. Like he was showing Demar love, in Toronto when Demar was in Toronto, and they might have had this, particular relationship. But at the end of the day, he just made an appearance in a music video. I don't recall seeing anything in the media where Demar spoke bad on his name or spoke,
he did the opposite,
ill towards
actually.
him. He just appeared in a music video, and it's kind of like
to support Kendrick. They're both from Compton.
It's kind of like, dude, you know what I mean? Like you kind of got to give Demar the benefit of the doubt here, right? He's not bad mouthing you. He's not, talking bad on you. So what's the big deal?
Yeah, and even before the season started, a Sacramento Bee reporter asked Demar Derozan about like just where he stands like musically with Kendrick and Drake, and he's like, I'm cool with both of them. Like he was openly like not picking a side.
Right.
I mean, they can't play Drake in this building anymore.
I mean, you love Drake. You love Drake. We always could play him. Kendrick been a friend of mine, his family, damn near family. For a long time.
I mean, but from Drake's viewpoint, seeing him in the biggest music video of 2024, seeing Demar Derozan, who played for Drake's favorite team, I'm sure that left a very sour taste in his mouth. I'm sure. So he let the world know how he felt.
Yeah, he felt. Yeah,
and he actually let everyone know about a month or two ago when he unfollowed Demar Derozan and LeBron James for just being associated with that song and Kendrick Lamar in general. So Drake is clearly
saltiness detected.
Yeah, very salty. Yeah,
detected.
I mean, this guy jumped into the Pacific Ocean. That guy got salty.
Yeah, sure. He did for sure. No, it's like
he landed at Salty Springs.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought he was a fan of the Toronto Raptors, not Salt Lake City, Utah Jazz. What's going on here?
Oh, no way. The salty spittoon. That's where he's at.
Hey, we can make puns all night about Drake's saltiness. I know.
But I was gonna say, anyways. I think that what Drake is doing is like he just needs to keep his mouth shut. Like that's what he needs to do. Like, why would you go on a radio or like a TV broadcast interview in the game, basically clown Demar Derozan and just say like you're going to take him down? And I know
it backfired.
It majorly backfired, and I loved Demar's response. So
tell us what he said.
He said he's got a long way to take it down because
he's got to climb a long way to bring it.
Well, he gonna have a long way to climb to take it down. So tell him good luck.
Which just shows that Demar, he is so confident in what he did in Toronto. He's confident in his career.
He loved that community there.
He was the biggest part.
Country.
It's a whole country. Yeah, what that guy means to Toronto.
He was such a professional.
It's almost just as equivalent as Vince Carter. So I mean, like Demar was Toronto for that long stint that he had there, and I think when it's all said and done, Toronto, I don't think they have a choice. They have to honor Demar Derozan some way, somehow.
They're hanging up his jersey for sure.
Or hopefully they make a statue that looks better than Dwayne Wade's, something.
Statues have been looking bad lately. But it's a shame because I like Drake. I like his music, but I think he's just picking the wrong person to go against. Like, it's like fight your battles with the right people.
Yeah,
Demar isn't the guy that, especially on a night where we're supposed to be honoring someone else, it's not the time.
You can't make it about yourself. You can't make it about yourself
or the person. Don't go after Demar Derozan.
The most humble guy in the NBA.
Yeah,
and it's very well liked among his peers.
Right.
That's kind of wild.
He's known to show love to your team,
exactly,
to your country,
exactly.
Yeah.
And there's more to the story. You think this is it? There's a little bit more. So one more thing I wanted to add: there is a little bit of history outside of them just being Demar playing for Toronto. they appeared in a very viral commercial together. I don't know if you guys remember, but Will Ferrell was in it, Drake was in it, and Demar walks in, and then Drake's like, Demar, I talk about it, Demar, I hate it, or something like that. Like, it was so funny.
That's ridiculous.
Excuse me? What?
This
Who's
guy.
talking?
Smart mouth over
Smart mouth. What's your name?
Demar.
here. Demar.
Okay.
Demar, I say it, the less I like it.
That was a Saturday Night Live
I think
skit, wasn't
that's what it was. Yeah, Drake was hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so clever. That was hilarious. Like, so, like, they're
And that was
friends.
when they were besties.
They
Like,
were
that was when
friends.
they were, like,
and, like,
hanging out all the time.
Don't let some silly rap beef, like, get in the way of that.
Right.
Especially, like, trying to take away from Vince Carter's special night. Clearly, Vince Carter was, like, he was feeling every type of emotion last night. He was crying.
I watched that
he
whole
was,
thing at halftime. It was
Yeah,
really
it
emotional.
was so
Crazy.
good. It was really well done too.
And he well deserved, obviously. And then one more thing I need to add about this. So after Demar gives his piece on, like, when he answered that question after the game about Drake having to climb a long way up to pull that banner down, he goes onto his Instagram story and he clips a video from the movie Friday.
Sit your ass down.
Man, I got mind control over Debo. He be like, shut the fuck up. I be quiet. But when he leave, I be talking again.
I mean, it was just so perfect for what happened that night. But yeah, I mean, that was its own storyline in itself, and it definitely needed to be talked about in House of Highlights. They were posting it. They were posting clips of Drake mean mugging Derozan every time he walked by him. He's just salty.
He is.
Yeah.